This lesson concerns the writing of a thesis. Many students wonder why they need a thesis statement in their project. You need a thesis statement because it provides clear direction. It helps to develop a plan of purpose. In academic writing, you're usually writing to inform, analyze, or persuade. The thesis statement is the most important part of your project because it serves as a guide to your work. It maps out where you're going in your research. It also helps the reader understand your purpose. What is a thesis statement anyway? A thesis statement is a statement that your paper would demonstrate or prove by its investigation of the evidence. The evidence you give should cause the reader to understand how you arrived at your conclusion. It's like giving directions to a first-time visitor to your city. You know the city well, and so you can tell the visitor how to get where he needs to go. You can tell him the street names in correct order. So when you give the street names in proper order with clear and focused directions, the visitor will arrive successfully at his destination. So you might say a thesis statement really is a one-line statement of what you intend to prove in your paper. But you need to be really specific. How do you write a good thesis statement? Writing a good thesis statement requires careful thought and determined effort. The thesis statement brings all parts of your paper together in a succinct fashion. It contains the main points of your outline. You want to be really specific in compiling your thesis statement. For example, if you're going to town to purchase a few things, you might say, I'm going to town for supplies. With that statement, you're giving your plan, but you aren't being specific about what you intend to do in town. However, a specific statement would be, I'm going to town for groceries, gas, and stamps. With this statement, you're saying exactly why you're going to town. Thus, in your thesis statement, you want the reader to understand exactly what you intend. Where to place your thesis statement. For academic purposes, the most effective placement of the thesis statement is in the introduction. Placing your thesis statement at the beginning of your project informs the reader about your purpose and plan. Also, early placement of your thesis statement helps the reader more accurately evaluate your work. In your introduction, you want to lead up to your thesis statement. The introduction should announce the plan of your paper, and the conclusion should show the significance of your work. The introduction should alert a reader's interest, indicate the scope and direction of the paper, and act as a navigation guide to its reading. Give the thesis statement as the final sentence of your introduction. State your thesis as brief as possible and then develop it in your paper. Think of it as putting a puzzle together. You want to give a general overview of the picture in your introduction, and the conclusion should show how all the pieces fit together. Throughout your paper, you want to use transitions to connect each piece. So in conclusion, a thesis statement defines the direction of your project. It's like a map that tells the reader where you're going and how to get there. It's a specific statement about your plan. It's placed at the end of your introduction. I hope this brief lesson gives you greater understanding about the writing of a thesis statement.